Hola, welcome back to my channel. This is Queen Sugar. So today I have a pick a card reading that looks into what messages this person has for you at this time. This could be someone that you know. This could be someone brand new. So just take a moment to center your energy and relax and allow that person's energy to kind of guide you. Okay. So once you take that time, take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And allow them to guide you to the pile or piles that best represent the messages that they have for you at this time. The first pile is Love and Music by T-Soul. The second pile is Dreaming of You by Selena. And the third pile is Levitating by Dua Lipa. I have the lyrics of each song on the back of the card. And of course, if you're not familiar with that song or would like to hear like the melody with it, feel free to check out that song after you've listened to your part of the video. I hope the messages resonate with you all and that you enjoy. Let's get started. Hello, pile number one. This will be for those that selected the Love and Music song by T-Soul. So first, we're going to go through the lyrics of this song, kind of like channel some messages from there, and then we're going to get some love messages from two different decks and then a oracle card as well to kind of get a sense of like what this person is feeling and what other messages they have for you at this time that they want to share with you. So the lyrics for this song are: one day we will be in reality where we are in my dreams. There may be obstacles, but it's still possible. Things ain't always what it seems. So I'm ready for what you got in store. Could you send it my way? Because when this day starts, all that's in my head and that's all that in my heart is love and music. And this gives me the energy of the person that you're thinking of. They think about you at night, they think about you during the day, and they kind of fantasize, they kind of daydream about what things would be like if you were together or if the circumstances were different. And they're saying even though there might be obstacles, there's still this chance of you all experiencing a blissful life together. And this person may be a musician, or the love language that you all could share is sharing songs with one another or just connecting through music. And this is really important to this person that they find music that kind of is related to what they're feeling. So they might not be the best in terms of expressing their thoughts, but they could find a song that represents the energy or represents what they want to say very easily. So that's what I have for that song. Okay, so now we're going to get some messages from this particular deck and see what other thoughts this person has, what they want to say to you at this time. We have I become mush when I look into your eyes. So you definitely kind of have a hold on this person where they just literally get lost in you, and it's like you can pretty much just have them at the palm of, just have them literally put it in your hands basically. And I see this person like just smiling as they're looking at you. Like you could be doing literally the bare minimum. You could literally be, folding up tiles, and they're looking at you in awe. They're looking at you in amazement. We have I am emotionally fulfilled and that makes me better for you. And it's very interesting because how I was saying earlier, they might not always know how to word things or say the right thing, but they are in tune with their emotions, right? They're just learning how to express it. And that could be why they choose to use songs as a way to communicate that. We have we are our own couple goals. This gives me the vibe of this person doesn't want you to compare your relationship with each other, or your relationship that you all have together with other people. And you are your own couple goals, meaning that everybody's journey is different, everybody's experiences are different, everybody's struggles are different. So just because one thing may have worked for one couple doesn't mean it will work for you all, and also doesn't mean that just because something didn't work for one couple that it wouldn't work for you all. So like finding your own groove is important here, and they want you all to keep things kind of private as well too, something that I'm channeling. They don't want a lot of people in your business. Okay, so we have, you're beautiful exactly the way you are. Thank you for helping me find my voice. Interesting how we've been saying this person might not always be the best in terms of being expressive, but they can find music. And so you are teaching them how to find their voice. So maybe you're a great communicator. Maybe you know how to, send a song, and then you're explaining like, hey, this is why I sent this song, because I feel X, Y, and Z. And even though it's kind of clear in the song what the feeling is or what the message is, you're still expressing yourself. And so you're teaching this person how to be expressive and how to find their voice and use their voice. They might be a person that's kind of real chill, low key, and they don't like to cause a lot of attention. But also too, you're teaching them like, hey, you have to stand up for yourself. You can't like always just go with the flow or always just let things happen. It is okay to express what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Let's get a couple more cards from this deck, and then we'll get another deck. We have trust me, and then your kisses are sweet like honey. So I feel like with the trust me card, I'm hearing them say like, I promise you I'm going to keep my word. So there may have been something that they promised you or said that they were going to do, and maybe you haven't seen the results yet. Maybe you're still waiting to hear back or see all that is supposed to come of this situation, and they're telling you like, trust me, trust and believe that I got you and that things are going to work out. And then your kisses are sweet like honey. Like this person definitely just looks at you with like loving eyes, and they think of you as a sweet being, a sweet person. All right, let's get some more cards. So we have, you are the love of my life. So this could be something they're struggling with expressing. Maybe they don't know how to say that without quote unquote coming on too strong. Or maybe, they may have said something in the past like, oh, I don't really believe in true love or twin flames or soulmates. And then all of a sudden it's like they do believe in it, and they're like, dang, well, how do I tell this person that they're my soulmate when I just told them I don't believe in soulmates? Let's see what else we get. Look at that. We have trust me, I got you. So we have 2 trust me cards here. This person needs you to trust in them and believe in them, and spirit needs you to trust in this connection and believe in this connection, even when you don't see the results that you're been praying for, that you've been told for years. Continue to believe in it, continue to have trust in it, because there's definitely something beautiful coming from this situation. Okay, let's get a couple more. We have, I choose to spend the rest of my life with you. So this person definitely wants a committed relationship with you, something long term. And then the final card from this deck. Oh, look at that. You are my sun, you are my moon. So like you both match each other. The counterparts energy, soulmate energy, even twin flame energy can be interpreted from that card. And let's get one final message from the Oracle deck that we have here. Maybe that's what they're saying too. It's like, trust me. One day we will be in reality what we are in my dreams. They may have said something or alluded to something like that, and you're like, yeah, right, whatever. And they're like, no, literally trust me. That's exactly what I mean. That's what I promise you. And that's what's going to happen. It would be kind of funny. Well, look at that. I was going to say it would be kind of funny if the clouds card comes out, because it's like, it gives me dreamy vibes. But literally you have the bouquet and then you have the ring. Clearly this person wants commitment. Clearly this person wants marriage, wants a union with you. Of course not everybody wants to get married. So if you don't want to get married, they do want to be with you in a committed relationship. And a lot of you that pick this pile, you're going to end up being in a relationship with this person if you're already connected to them. At the bottom of the deck, we have the heart. You're going to be married to them if you want to be married. And if you don't believe in marriage, then you'll just be in a long-term relationship with one another. But there's this reunion here. There is this coming together energy. And that's why Spirit, and that's why they are saying, trust me. It might take time to get us there, but we're going to get there. But you have to trust me. You have to believe in this and believe in me, and knowing that we're going to get to that destination at some point. So of course we have free will, so you can always choose to do whatever you want to do. But it really seems like this connection is something that will come together, and that Spirit just wants you all to experience with one another. So like I said before, you have free will, but it definitely gives the vibe that this is the person. So even if you haven't met this person yet, or if you have met this person, it seems like they're the one. They're the one. Alrighty, so this is what I have for this pile. I hope this resonated with you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate the love and the support, and I hope you all enjoy your reading. And thumbs up the video and check out other videos on my channel as well. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This would be for those that selected the beautiful song Dreaming of You by Selena. And what we're going to do is go through the lyrics of this song, and then we're going to get some cards to see what love messages this person has for you at this time. And then we're going to get an oracle card as well, just to see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to share regarding this person, this connection. Alrighty, so the lyrics that we have here are: late at night when the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you, and I wish on a star that somewhere you are thinking of me too, because I'm dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. So you definitely are on this person's mind nonstop. They might have moments where they're like caught daydreaming of you, and like they could be in the middle of work and someone's talking to them and they're not responding, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, what? And they're like, bro, I was just saying blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was out of it for a second. So there's moments where they're like called daydreaming of you. There may even be moments I see this person kind of like looking at a picture of you, for those that do know this person or have like social media that's whether you're a friend or your social media is public, and they kind of like look at your pictures and just kind of like daydream or fantasize like how things would be if you were together. And for those that don't know their person or this person right now, they can still fantasize and like dream of like your energy, and imagine like what it would be like if the person that they love and are in love with is around them right now. Alrighty, so now let's get us some love messages here from the Taste of Honey deck. Okay, stuff are just like flying out. Okay, so we have: our challenges have strengthened us. I'm working on letting my guard down, and then I hope our children have your inner and outer beauty. So that's one of the biggest things that they daydream about, is like the future. Like, what would your offspring look like? Like, what would your kids look like if you were to, have children together? And if you're not interested in having kids, like, what would our life just look like together, right? How would our house look? How would they decorate? What would it be like when we're on vacation? With our challenges have strengthened us, this gives me the vibe that regardless of the different things that you all go through individually, but also collectively, it's going to make you stronger, and it's going to make this connection stronger. So don't look at any obstacle as like oh my gosh, this happened, so we just got to give it up, we just got to let it go, in terms of like something minor, something small, especially if it's over like a small misunderstanding or miscommunication. And then I'm working on letting my guard down. This gives me the fact that this person has been doing some work to be open and receptive to your love and to your energy, but also to allow themselves to be open and giving and vulnerable, right? People can give, but you have to also be able to receive, and I feel like that person is working on both of those things, like receiving and giving. All right, let's see what else we get. We have: I feel your love when you make time to put a smile on my face. Thank you. So they appreciate your thoughtfulness, your kindness, your love and energy. You may even tell this person spiritually, like, have a good day or just something nice. We have, where will our next adventure be? So, like, as I mentioned before, like, if you were to go on vacation, like, how things would go, where would you go? Like, them kind of daydreaming about those different things. We have, our souls are so happy to be together. I feel like this reunion of the souls is going to erase a lot of generational, like, pain and trauma for some reason. Like, I literally just seeing it, like, wipe out things. Like, imagine like a massive, I don't know, tornado or hurricane just like coming through and wiping things away, and then it's like whatever is left is like a clean slate in a sense. Like, no one is hurt, it's more so everything is like cleansed and removed, so you can have like a fresh start. We have, thank you for being patient with me. So maybe some of you haven't met this person yet and you're waiting to cross paths with them. Maybe some of you already know who the person is and you're like waiting for things to kind of like happen. That way you all can connect and be together. We have, you feel like home, you are my family, and then I want to build home with you. So you have 2 cards here saying home. So obviously this person has an energy where they want to build a foundation with you. They want to build a future with you, and solidify that with something that's tangible, right? Whether it's a child, whether it's actually building a house together. I love that. All right, let's get some of these cards. We have, I wish that I could hold you in my arms. So like that longing energy, wanting you near, wanting you close. We have karma, karma, karma. It's here kicking my butt. And so maybe the lack of communication, or them kind of always having their guard up, caused them to miss out on things in life. Not necessarily just with love, but just like, with anything, with work, with a business opportunity, with family. And so by them letting their guard up and keeping their guard up, it may have just been detrimental for them. I do see, for some reason, this person is like reconciling with a mother figure, like a mother, a sister, an aunt, for some reason. So that could be where that pain came from. And so like them reconciling allows them to let their guard down. We have, I made up my mind, you're the one, I don't want to waste any more time. So I can see you all crossing paths and things just like kind of speed up to where it's like, okay, we date, we're together officially, we move in, or we get engaged and then we get married and we do all the things. Like, everything happens expeditiously, but like in a good but in good timing. Nothing is like rushed, if that makes sense. Nothing is like where it's like this pressure, like you're forced to do something. We should talk about things and work it out. So some of you may, like I said, may already know this person, and there could be an energy where there's like been like a communication or just like a misunderstanding. And so those challenges are actually allowing you all to strengthen your connection and relationship. That way you all are able to be together. And then finally, we have, you are truly something special. So they know your value. They know how special you are and the meaning of this connection. So now let us grab a oracle card. Let's grab an oracle card here and just see what other messages Spirit has for us at this time. Look at that. We have number 28, the God. I feel like with this card coming out at the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. So it's like that divine masculine and feminine energies counterpart. This shows me that this person is in a space where they're taking action. They are taking accountability of any mistakes that they have made. They're taking the time to execute the vision that they've had, right? So if they were been daydreaming and fantasizing about things, they're now finally putting that plan to action, right? And that's good, because it shows us that this is not all about like, oh, I'm just talking to talk. It's like, no, I'm talking to talk, I'm walking the walk, and I'm going to make it happen. I want us to work things out, or I want us to, get started building our future together, building this home, because you are home. You're family to me. So why would I, delay this any further? Why would I mistreat this person, type of thing? Let's get one more card, if Spirit wants us to get a card. We have the Anchor, number 35. There may have been like a pause point for some of you with this person if you do know them. And when you remove the anchor, you're obviously able to to sail. You're obviously able to move around now. The anchor does represent stability, but the anchor also represents like that pause point. And so this person is finally saying, okay, it's time to lift up this anchor. It's time to get the moving, make some progress here, keep things going, not keeping things stagnant and like this standstill type of energy. Is more so like, okay, we figured out what was holding us back, or I figured out what was holding me back. So now we're able to move forward and make that progress and see, how much how do I word this? To see how our life is about to change due to the work that we committed to and due to the work that we put in for ourselves, but also too for our connection. Okay. I looked at the time and it said 9:19, so that could be a special number for this connection as well. 9:19, so 919. Alrighty, so that's what I have for those that picked this pile. I hope that you all resonated with the reading and you connected with it and you found some relevant messages here. Thank you so much as always. I appreciate the love and the support, and I wish you all the best. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This will be for those that selected the song. Hopefully you can see it. Levitating by Dua Lipa. And we're going to go through the lyrics of this song, and then we're going to also grab some love messages to see what messages this person has for you at this time. And then we're going to get a couple of oracle cards as well to see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to share. So the lyrics connected to this card are, I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight, baby. Let me take you for a ride. And this person literally lights up when they're with you. They light up when they're around you. It's so interesting because both the piles has some type of like moon and sun energy. So I find it fun that this pile also has like that moonlight starlight energy as well too. So it just lets us know a lot of the piles have like that counterpart, divine, masculine, feminine energy connected to the pile. And another thing too that I'm channeling from this message is that this person loves dancing with you or would love to dance with you. Like I could see you all in the living room listening to some good music and just like dancing with each other for hours, as if you're like, you were at a party or at a lounge. All right, now let's get some love messages here from a Taste of Honey deck. We have, our souls are so happy to be together. Literally, like I said, this person lights up when they see you, when they're around you. Your souls are just happy. It's like the moment you see each other, it's like giggles, puppy love, like all of that. No matter the age, right? You could be 55 and they can be 55, but you all act like two little high schoolers. We have, let's grow together. This person wants to build a future with you, and I see this person for some reason I see you both going to therapy together, like couples therapy. And it's not because there's so much going on where it's like, oh, we have to go to therapy to work this out or we're never going to be together. It's more so like, I want to go to therapy together so I can learn how to continue to be a better person for you and for myself and for this connection, right? How do I serve, my purpose and make sure I'm in alignment with that, but also in alignment with our connection. And that's beautiful because I do see the therapy sessions going really well for you. We have, this is a sacred bond. So this pile definitely gives me, like I said, like the divine counterpart energy, divine feminine, divine masculine energy. They know how precious and valuable this connection is. It's not something that they can just, whip up and have access to. I think this person gets nervous around you sometimes too. Like they get excited and then they also get nervous, like butterflies. Not all the time, but maybe if you haven't seen each other for a while, they get those butterflies, or just like a little bit of like nerves in their stomach. Oh my gosh. See, I love when that happens. Sometimes I get nervous when I think about how much I love you. That is so hilarious, because I noticed as I was, as I'm like doing this reading, I'm saying a lot, and I felt the nerves, but I'm like, I know it's not my energy. And I'm like, oh, it's this person's energy. And then we get the card that says, sometimes I get nervous. And as you can see on camera, I was shuffling. So it just confirms that nervous energy. And I think that's something that they are going to work through. Like the nerves that they have are good. Like it's not like an anxiety type of thing. It's more so they're like, oh my gosh, like I really love this person so strongly and deeply. Oh my gosh, this person is like amazing. But they have to make sure that those nerves, and you have to make sure as well too, because you can mirror each other, that you're not getting nervous because you feel like you can't have something that's great, or that something has to go wrong, therefore let me get nervous because this is too good to be true type of thing. We have, tell me your love language, let me love you the way that you want to be loved. So understanding your love languages is essential here, and know that sometimes they can change, right? So there could have been years where you always thought like, oh, I'm a gift person and I really love physical touch. And then now you're realizing like, wait a minute, I actually appreciate words of affirmation. I actually appreciate quality time more than gifts now. And that's okay if you're noticing some changes. And that could also explain too why they feel like the therapy could be helpful, or even too if it's not necessarily going to therapy at the beginning, like just doing the research on like, what do I notice about myself and my wants and my desires, and what am I noticing about my partner. And if you don't know this person yet, it's still great to know your love languages, and then also learn like how, if someone were to say, oh, my love languages are love language number 1 and love language number 2, how would I show up for them in that way? What type of questions would I ask them to make sure that I'm, being a good partner? Okay, so we have fly away with me. So this person wants to travel with you. And then we have treat yourself to something nice. You deserve it. So don't be afraid to spoil yourself, or do something special, right? It is okay if you feel like, okay, I want this thing. It's a little bit more money than what I'm used to paying, but I really want it. I haven't really bought anything in years. Like, treat yourself to something. Or even if it's something small, like, hey, I want ice cream today because I had a rough day. I deserve it. Get you some ice cream. Don't be afraid to treat yourself. All right, let's get a couple more. We have, thank you for being an inspiration for me and so many others. They love your commitment. And I don't know why I keep hearing this word or phrase, community engagement. So you could be heavily involved in your community, or you could just be like a youth advocate, or a minority advocate. There's some type of engagement here, civic engagement, that you're doing or participating in. Or maybe you're just a person that you're on, like all the updates, all the news about certain things that's going on, and you keep people informed, which is nice. Let's get one more from this deck, and then we'll get the other deck. So we have, let's build a legacy together. Beautiful. All the piles have some type of building a future together energy, so that's great that we see it within all the different piles. And I feel like this legacy is something, there's 2 legacies I see, one with each other, but also I see a legacy that you create. And like I said, you could be involved in community engagement or some type of civic engagement, and that's the legacy you build. You make a foundation, or you get young people involved in things, or you help them pursue their dreams and their goals, and that is like building that legacy in a sense. And of course you can take the legacy piece as like actually having children together as another example. All right, let's get some cards from this other deck, and then we'll get the oracle cards at the very end. I see a flashing light for some reason. It's orange. I don't know what that's about, but I just want to share it. Okay, we have, your love set me free. I'm free because of you. I love that. We have, why do you love me? Very interesting. And that could be a question that comes up in therapy, or that could just be a question this person just has for you. Why do you love me? And I think another question you should ask yourself is, why do you love yourself? Right? Always finding a way to bring it back to self, not in a conceited, selfish way, but more so when we want things or people, we have to understand, like, where does that come from, and relate it back to self. Do I quote unquote want this type of person because I never experienced that type of love as a kid, or do I want this type of person because that's the type of love that I give? Like, think about, why do you love yourself? And then at some point be ready to answer that question. Why do you love me when that person shows up for you? Let's get one more card from this deck, and then I'm gonna get some oracle cards. I think I'm gonna pull more oracle cards for you all than any other group. We have I adore you and I love you. I love how they want to close that out before we get into the oracle cards. Okay, so all the other piles only got 2 oracle cards, but I think you guys are going to get like 3 or 4. I'm curious to see why they want me to do so many oracle cards. I'm sure there's a beautiful message behind it. Okay. We have number 1, the Rider. We have number 21, the Mountain. We have our number 19, the Tower. Interesting. What I'm noticing from these 3 cards is, one, there's a person in each card. I feel like there's a person on this mountain. They just like a little dot. I don't know if you can really see it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to channel that spirit is saying that's a person. But what I was going to say is that there's this idea of like elevation, right? The woman is on a horse, so she's not on the ground. She's above the ground right now, or on top of a horse. There's a person on top of this mountain, and then there's a woman above the ground. She's in a tower. And what I'm hearing spirit say is that one of the big pieces of this connection, of this relationship, is to always have a how do I word this, a bigger perspective, a larger perspective, a bird's eye view, right? Don't always zoom in on everything immediately. You have to zoom out sometimes, especially, as you are getting to know each other or reconciling, figuring out things about this connection, about this person. And a lot of that comes from growing and healing, right? And the value of changing your view is priceless, because you get a different idea and a different how do I word this, like, just in general, like a perspective on the situation at hand, right? So sometimes we could be so attached to something, we only see our point of view. But when we zoom out, what happens is we see, like, okay, I see where you were coming from now. So for example, let's say, going back to the love languages, if that person love languages word of affirmation and quality time, but you love gifts and physical touch, but they do something great at work and they want to celebrate together, but you're like, I'm gonna go buy this person this expensive thing and give it to them, and that's me showing my love. But to them, that's not my love language. I want to spend time with you. I want to hear that you're proud of me, or hear that that congratulations message, right? Versus you just buying me something and throwing it at me. And when you think about it like that, in the moment you're like, wait a minute, why is this person upset with me? I spent all this money on this gift, they're being ungrateful. But when you take when you zoom out and you look at it from their love languages and from how they feel and what they prefer, you will see that buying me a gift does not equate to spending quality time with me, or giving me, or saying the affirmative words that I'm looking for, or whatever, right? And so that's going to be helpful for this connection. I feel that there's a lot of growth here, and there's also like some what is the word, growing pains. That's the word I'm looking for, growing pains. And I will say this connection, this relationship is going to require work. It's not going to be, lollipops and rainbows every day. There's going to be moments where you're going to have to do some self-reflection. And that self-reflection comes from taking a step back, isolating yourself for like 5-15 minutes from the situation, or maybe even like a couple of hours to cool off. It's not saying like, oh, you break up with this person like every 5 days to cool off. It's more so like, hey babe, I understand you're upset and I'm upset as well too. Let's give each other like 30 minutes to kind of process what we're feeling and what we're thinking, and then come back and have the conversation where we can cool off a little bit, like things of that nature. I feel like there's a lot of that type of communication that happens, because both of you, I think one of the things that causes, I don't want to say tension, I feel like tension is a strong word, but kind of causes that moment of conflict is the fact that you have polar opposite love languages. And if you don't do the work to understand their love language, and they don't do the work to understand your love language, and how you're supposed to show up for each other, meeting each other's love languages, they can cause the challenges if you don't do those things. And so understanding too that, hey, this person values quality time, but I work, I'm an ER doctor and I work all these crazy hours. Just like, okay, finding that compromise, like, okay, I will spend time with my person, but they have to also understand like there are certain times where I can't always, I won't say make the time, but I don't always have the time because I have to be on call, right? But making sure that there are days when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, I'm going to show up and I'm going to spend the time with you. And then there's days where like, okay, I know this person just worked a long shift, so let me not get upset because they don't want to go out for drinks right now. So finding that balance. But yeah, I see a lot of beauty in this connection. I do see the work, but it comes from taking a step back and getting the other person's point of view, but also too having your higher self's energy assist you in understanding that it's not always about you, and then there's moments where it is always about you, right? Like knowing that balance, if that makes sense. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you all. This was the pile that had like a really different energy from the others, but in a good way. And it makes total sense like why they wanted me to use 3 oracle cards instead of 2, because they were painting this picture. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you all. Thank you so much once again. Please thumbs up the video, leave a comment in the comment section, and check out other videos on my channel. I love you all and I appreciate the love and support. Bye.